Welcome to making homemade donuts. Today I'll guide you through a delightful recipe for fluffy golden brown donuts topped with your favorite glazes and toppings. Let's get started. Let's go over the ingredients you'll need for making donuts. For the dough, 2¼ teaspoons active dry yeast, 3/4 cup warm milk, about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 1/4 cup granulated sugar, 2 large eggs, 5 tablespoons unsalted butter, melted, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 3½ cups all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon salt, oil for frying, vegetable or canola oil. For the glaze, 2 cups powdered sugar, 1/4 cup milk, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. For the chocolate glaze, 1 cup powdered sugar, 1/4 cup cocoa powder, 1/4 cup milk, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract. For the toppings, sprinkles, shredded coconut, crushed nuts like peanuts or almonds, mini chocolate chips, cinnamon sugar, 1/2 cup granulated sugar mixed with 1 tablespoon ground cinnamon. That is all for the ingredients. Let's get cooking. All right, let's activate the yeast. Start by taking a small bowl and combining 3/4 cup of warm milk and 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. The milk should be about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which is warm but not hot to the touch. This warmth helps activate the yeast. Next, sprinkle 2¼ teaspoons of active dry yeast over the top of the milk and sugar mixture. Let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes. You'll know it's ready when the mixture becomes foamy. This foaming indicates that the yeast is active and ready to help your dough rise. Now, let's prepare the dough. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together 2 large eggs, 5 tablespoons of melted butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract until well combined. Once that's done, pour in the activated yeast mixture from the previous step and mix it all together. Gradually add 3½ cups of all-purpose flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a little at a time, mixing continuously. Keep mixing until a soft dough forms. The dough should come together nicely and be slightly sticky but manageable. Next, we'll knead the dough and let it rise. Transfer the dough to a floured surface. Knead it for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's smooth and elastic. You'll know it's ready when it bounces back slightly when you press it with your finger. Once kneaded, place the dough in a lightly greased bowl. Cover the bowl with a clean towel or plastic wrap. Let it rise in a warm place for about 1 to 2 hours until it has doubled in size. This rising process is crucial for light and fluffy donuts. Now, let's shape the donuts. Punch down the risen dough to release the air. Transfer it to a floured surface. Roll out the dough to about 1/2 inch thickness. Use a donut cutter or 2 round cutters, one larger and one smaller, to cut out the donut shapes. Make sure to save the donut holes for frying later. This step is where you start to see the familiar donut shapes taking form. Next, we'll let the donuts rise again. Place the cutout donuts on a floured baking sheet, making sure to space them apart. Cover them loosely with a clean towel or plastic wrap to prevent drying out. Let them rise for another 30 to 45 minutes in a warm, draft-free place until they appear puffed up and almost doubled in size. This second rise ensures that the donuts become light and airy when fried. Now, let's heat the oil and fry the donuts. In a large pot, pour about 2 to 3 inches of oil. Heat it over medium heat until it reaches 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. Carefully add the risen donuts to the hot oil, a few at a time, making sure not to overcrowd the pot. Fry them for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side, or until they turn a beautiful golden brown color. Use a slotted spoon to transfer the fried donuts to a paper towel-lined plate to drain off any excess oil. This frying step gives the donuts their crispy exterior and fluffy interior. Next, let's prepare the glazes for the donuts. For the classic glaze, whisk together 2 cups of powdered sugar, a quarter cup of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in a bowl until smooth and well combined. This glaze will give your donuts a sweet and creamy finish. For the chocolate glaze, whisk together 1 cup of powdered sugar, a quarter cup of cocoa powder, a quarter cup of milk, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract until smooth. This rich chocolate glaze adds a decadent touch to your donuts. Prepare these glazes in separate bowls to have them ready for dipping your freshly fried donuts. Finally, let's finish and decorate the donuts. After frying, dip each warm donut into the prepared glaze of your choice, ensuring it's evenly coated while allowing any excess to drip off. Place the glazed donuts on a wire rack set over a baking sheet to catch drips and allow the glaze to set. Before the glaze fully sets, sprinkle your chosen toppings over the donuts. Options include sprinkles, shredded coconut, crushed nuts like peanuts or almonds, mini chocolate chips, or a dusting of cinnamon sugar for added flavor and texture. Allow the glazed donuts to rest for a few minutes until the glaze is firm to the touch. This step ensures that the toppings adhere well and the donuts are ready to be enjoyed. And lastly, here are some helpful tips for making perfect homemade donuts. For an extra fluffy texture, consider letting the dough rise overnight in the refrigerator for the first rise. This slow rise develops flavor and texture. Ensure the oil temperature stays consistent while frying to achieve crispy, evenly cooked donuts. Use a thermometer to monitor and adjust as needed. Get creative with your toppings and glazes. Experiment with different extracts like almond or lemon in the glaze, or add food coloring for colorful donuts that are as fun to look at as they are to eat. Enjoy your homemade donuts.